It's the first day of lockdown today in the UK, so I think I'll be stuck in the house for the foreseeable future. I finally got the time to make some new content, so I'm going to tell you a story of a trip we took last year, and it was, for me, the trip of a lifetime. It was the dry season, and we were greeted by the searing heat of the sun. I travelled from Java with my colleague Angga, who's an ex-hunter turned conservationist. I was on the island of Rote, located off the coast of Timor in East Indonesia. This small island, with an area of only 1,200 kilometers square, is sandwiched between the Savu Sea in the north and the Timor Sea in the south. From what I could see, the terrestrial ecosystems on this island comprise mainly of arid scrubland habitat. We were headed to B.R.U.V, an area well known for surfing. Scenic drives like this are a rare experience for me, as I work mostly in urban environments. Right, we're now in Rote. We've arrived in Rote. Due to technical issues, I wasn't able to get the sound in this video. Our local counterpart here was my friend Nesha, a marine biologist who worked as a field site manager for the Indonesian manta project.
I work as a marine biologist here, so marine conservation researcher, and I focus on sharks and rays, and also work with the communities for marine conservation.
It's nice to look at the sunset and be like, wow, because it's got like colours and things, you know, like nice orange, blue, yellow.
To enjoy nature once in a while.
Yeah. There's no plastic! Look at this shit! It's just sand! It's amazing, isn't it?
I'll show you plastic.
It's so cool. It's been a long time since I've seen a beach without plastic. The next morning, we were heading out to sea to collect important data on the marine life of the surrounding seas. Right, there's a lot of stuff here. There's metal things, and Nesha's doing some camera trapping. They call it B.R.U.V.
Baited remote underwater video.
B.R.U.V. Can you tell us about like what's happening today?
So we'll be dropping 9 drops, basically 9 B.R.U.V drops. We only have 3, so we're dropping 3 at a time. So we're
I'm getting a silhouette. Let's do it again.
Yeah, the sun's over there. Can you do this later? Because he's coming and I still have a lot to do.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Right, B.R.U.V, let's go. My interview got cut short, but basically we're going to drop 9 marine camera traps to better understand the diversity of sharks and rays in the area. Got big red balls, we've got blue rope, we got Nesha, and some frozen stinky stuff. Marine biologists are very, very complicated and very
we're not complicated.
expensive.
It is expensive.
Yeah.
It's not like walking through the jungle and looking for snakes.
Exactly. And that's why I like my job. Actually, no, that's not my job. No, my job's typing. So, Angga's job, that's like dream job. We loaded everything onto the boat and started setting up the camera traps. The long metal structures will sink to the bottom of the sea. An underwater camera will be attached to it, as well as a baited PVC tube, in order to track the sharks and rays. We're now leaving the shore and going out to sea. Our captain was a guy called Hen Bella, who had been assisting Nesha on these marine surveys for a few years now. For Nesha and Hen, this was just another trip to the field. However, for us, this was a completely new terrain. Quite windy. I don't know if you can see it, but there's an island right in front of us. That's the southernmost island of Indonesia. It's called Dana. I can't even see because the wind's blowing my hair everywhere. But it's nice to be out of the office, and I've got no signal. There's some bait in these tubes, and we've just attached these bait things to the metal things, and Nesha's now attaching cameras so that she can monitor the diversity of sharks and rays in the area. And abundance by using camera trapping. Braving! You're right, bruv.
What kind of an accent is that?
That is absolutely gorgeous. There are no humans in sight, except for them. So my job's to...
Depth is 38.
Right, I'm gonna finish my sentence there. My job was to write down the coordinates and all the data stuff. These camera traps are dropped to the bottom of the sea and attached to a rope with big red balls to help us locate the camera traps. By the looks of it, this one probably went pretty deep. By this point, we were starting to get seasick. Got gloves and I'm about to catch a buoy. Apparently those big red balls are called buoys. Right, this is a very dangerous thing to do, right? It's the deadliest animal in the ocean. It's got bright colours to warn predators that it's extremely dangerous. You've got to be really, really careful.
Catch the rope. There you go.
They're really fast! Jesus. So after my failed attempt at catching the buoy, Nesha tried to make me pull the rope.
A little bit faster, mate.
But I wasn't very good at that either. As we've established, I'm pretty useless out at sea, so Angga took over. Up! 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 As we were seasick, the choppy waves didn't make things any better, but our Captain Hen seemed to be having a good laugh watching us suffer. Yeah.
So we just pulled the 7th drop, and now we're gonna pull 2 more, and then we're going home. So that's equals to 9 drops for today. And kudos to my volunteers who's been seasick and still pulling through.
We don't know.
Right, this one's a bit deep, and we've failed to catch it 3 times now, so Nesha's trying to throw a lasso around it. Safe. Right, let's see if she succeeds.
Go!
Oh my god! She got it! That is bloody amazing! Oh, wow, okay. Finally, it was time to head back to dry land. Back at base, we were preparing bait for tomorrow's surveys.
Yeah.
What we're doing here is we're cutting fish. Well, Angga's cutting fish for the shark bait. These are mackerel tuna, and we're gonna chop them up into little pieces, put them in the tub, and that's why we've got the boots to step on them, so they'll be all squishy and mushy. What are you doing, Angga?
Step on fish.
Yeah, like this. Oh my god. Sorry, fish. Yeah, it was stepping on the fish to make it mushy. Sharks are attracted to mushy, bloody stuff, such as this mushed up bowl of mackerel. As night falls, it was time for us to get to work. Angga and I were here to conduct a rapid assessment survey of the amphibians and reptiles. Aside from research purposes, this data will also be used to promote sustainable ecotourism and mitigate human-wildlife conflict on the island. I'm not sure if this is native or not to Rote, but this is the Asian toad, Titophrynus melanostictus. It might have been introduced here, but it might be native as well, so we'll go and get some pictures of this little guy. This sort of we're in this sort of a cave area, and there's some eggs there they've just hatched. Those are reptile eggs, so we should find some baby reptiles. The habitats here, very arid, rocky, really sharp rocks. So it's quite different from the humid tropical forest we get on Java. This is a sort of bronzeback, the Lesser Sunda's bronzeback. Gonna go get some pictures of it. Absolutely harmless. There we go. Look at that. Gorgeous creature. We didn't get much luck in the coastal forest, so we decided to try a new tactic. Animals, especially during the dry season, will congregate near a water source, and this lake seemed to be a perfect habitat for reptiles. Look what we have here. This is a green pit viper. Absolutely gorgeous snake. Venomous snake, don't want to disturb it too much. And here we've got another one. It's the dry season here in Rote, so all the animals are by the water's edge, including these pit vipers, which normally live in trees, but they're right by the water. So we've just finished having lunch. Angga is tired, I'm tired, everyone's tired. But we've only got a couple of days left, so we've got to make the most out of it, and we're going to go and try find some daytime reptiles. Maybe monitor lizards, yeah? Flying lizards, whatever. Any sort of lizards that are active during the day. Haven't found anything over the past few days, but fingers crossed, today we're going to find something interesting. While Nesha was processing data back at base, Angga and I went on a cross-island trip on the motorcycle. Houses were very few and far between, and there were a lot of animals crossing the roads. A few hours in, we found a little pocket of greenery. Now this place might have a source of water, and therefore might have some animals in it. Some of these trees were absolutely massive, and I felt very privileged to be in a habitat almost undisturbed by man. I found something pretty interesting here. We've got some fish, got some snake heads. Oh, frog! Well, that's something I've never seen. Yeah, but there's some snake heads in there. There's a frog in there. Let me just see if I can get some pictures. Right, we're not sure what species of chana snakehead it is, so we're going to try and catch it with a makeshift fish net. So we've got this bandana Angga found some rubbish and we're gonna try and make a net out of this. Right, and we've now got ourselves a net. You ready?
Yes.
Right, let's go. Go catch some fish. We just want to know what species it is, so we just need one to have a closer look. Got one.
Wow.
To our disappointment, it was nothing different. It was just a normal snakehead, Chana striata, which is an invasive species on Rote. What's this?
Banana fried.
Yeah, and what's this?
I don't know.
Okay, so first time you found fried stuff in Rote, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is gorengan.
Yeah.
It's normal stuff in Java, but in Rote we've never found any of this. So yeah, Angga's pretty happy. Look at his face. We found a lot of interesting animals on this survey, including one new species of gecko, which has not been described yet. We collected a specimen and deposited it at the Museum of Zoology in B.R.U.V. This lizard is now being studied and described by taxonomists. Another interesting animal we found was a Macklot's python, which both Angga and I have never seen in the wild. So they're chopping up a dead shark.
So right now we're trying to preserve the jaw of the tiger, baby tiger shark, for educational purposes. We found the shark this morning washed up ashore, and from what we've seen, it's definitely died from a natural cause because it's got a missing pectoral fin with a bite mark on its body.
But it stinks, so I'm just gonna leave now.
That's what I told you. He was like,
So I don't know how to hold sharks properly, but this is a tiger shark. It's a juvenile, yeah, I think Nesha would be able to explain more. Really depressing, isn't it?
in Indonesia, there's over 200 species of sharks and rays, but only 4 are fully protected, and that's the sawfish, whale shark, and 2 species of manta rays. So these guys are not protected, but they're very vulnerable to fishing and overfishing because they reproduce very slow and they mature very late as well. In Rote, there's still sharks and rays being hunted, but not at as large of a scale as it in Lombok or Java. But it's enough to wipe out a whole population if it continues.
Don't cry.
It's my favorite shark. Honest to God.
Before we left Rote, there was only one thing left to do. We'd organised a snake conflict mitigation workshop. Our goal was to get people to understand and appreciate the native snakes on the island, and also show them what to do in a snake encounter to prevent snake bite from happening in the first place. We have Angga playing peekaboo.
Oh.
Can you hold it?
So we got a sheet here, and we're just going to use that as a projector screen. And we've got a makeshift snake hook here, so we can show people how to make their own hook to remove snakes from their houses if they ever find one. We were pleased that the workshop was met with great enthusiasm by our audience. Hopefully, this will make an impact to reduce snake conflict on the island of Rote. Footage from the B.R.U.V drops have given us a glimpse into the lives of the incredible animals in the ocean. In less than a week, we've managed to record 14 species of reptiles and 3 species of amphibians, 4 of them which have not been recorded on the island before, including 1 new species of lizard. See you, green. This trip has also allowed us to experience the life of a marine biologist and get up close and personal with some amazing animals. Last but not least, we got the chance to educate the local community and hopefully make a change for conservation on the island of Rote.